warehouse in Canada because then I could hang out in Canada all the time. David, what do you think? Our next warehouse will be in Canada?
Isn't that one of those places that's a tad bit cold?
We don't go where it's cold. We're not very good at cold
We're not
here.
cold folks.
It's what, 74 degrees today or something?
It's, what is it now? So
Yes.
69.
Kathy wants to know where she can get gloves like those that are on your table.
Lowe's, maybe? I think these are just...
They're leather?
Yeah, these are just leather. Now I do have... So when I'm using the oven and I'm doing something that's really, really hot, I have these gloves, and these are, I don't know where we got these from. They're called Essential Wear. I don't know. But these are
But you really
rubber.
need those. You need the longer ones
Yeah, oh gosh.
for an oven because you're reaching in and...
This is where you burn yourself, guys,
Yeah.
right here. So, but yeah. All right.
Okay, any other questions before we get started for today?
Not right now.
Okay, and
Anything on YouTube? I guess Bobby is she?
Well, Lindsay.
Is
Lindsay.
monitoring it upstairs.
All right. Hi, Lindsay.
Okay. Hey, Lindsay, thank you for monitoring. And all right, what are we going to do today?
What are we going to do today? Is this your first time watching or your second time? Okay, second time. Awesome. All right. Today, we're going to talk about fundraisers and...
One of my favorite topics.
Yeah, and so kind of how you can grow your business and kind of help out a cause as well. So, so before, when we were planning this, we were talking about, different ways that you can kind of get into the fundraising, what do you call it, industry or?
Yeah, we all know of organizations that have fundraisers. They may have fundraisers multiple times a year. And bottom line is, if you have kids, you understand how the challenges of fundraising is with the kind of products that are part of that fundraising equation. Could be wrapping paper, it could be candy, you name it. I'm not going to pick on any organization, but there's one that's, pretty much pushing a little juicy little cookie there,
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're so delicious. But
I've
the
much
point
money.
is that those cookies are going to be gone, and I think that providing a lifetime keepsake, for instance, like a Christmas ornament, is a whole lot better plan than a cookie. And so what I would recommend is that first is you start thinking about all the organizations that are in your neck of the woods and even could be outside of it, so that you can get plugged into their calendars and their activities. And of course, you do want to make sure that you know who the decision makers are, because sometimes they're not who you think. And then ultimately, you need to think about products that are appropriate and sample them. And over the years, we've done a lot of fundraising just to sort of learn the business and, of course, to help in our community. And I would say there's sort of, call them 3 different kinds of fundraisers. One of them is one that we participate in with one of the local Catholic high schools called McGill-Tulane. And interestingly enough, it's the high school that my kids went to. It's also the high school. Did you go to McGill?
I did go to McGill.
I had no idea.
Did you go to McGill?
No.
Oh, you were
I went to UMS.
That's right.
And it's the high school who's the most famous celebrity.
So they don't claim him, but Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett went to McGill-Tulane, and I believe that he was.
Wait, I'm the most famous celebrity.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I think he was removed from that school.
Yes, he was. That's why we don't talk
and,
about Jimmy.
so Jimmy Buffett, I think somewhere in there, it's got some carvings that he did of his initials, stuff like that. But at any rate, they have a annual fundraiser called Jacket Jubilee, and we made a bunch of products with artwork. They have their own sublimation system now, I believe, but they did everything from cutting boards to some of the towels, bracelets, keychains,
phone stands. I really wanted to do a phone stand today, and I didn't do one.
They set them up at the Jacket Jubilation, and you just come up with your credit card, they run it, you walk away with your gift. So those would be really great looking themed products for that year's Jacket Jubilation. and you just take them and go home. Another way would be more of the traditional model where, like a Christmas ornament, that one side of the Christmas ornament would be for the fundraising organization, and the other side would be their photograph. Could be a photograph of their kids, grandchildren, family, pet, cat, dog, you name it. And so those are really good.
And so, and one of the things that's going to happen at Open House, which I'm really excited for you guys to see, is the kiosk in action. Because, you can't really think about, well, how can I do this at a fundraiser? Somebody's going to have a photo on their phone. How can I do this? And so that's one of the things that the kiosk does, is it can take, from the phone right to the printer and, to your artwork.
It takes phone directly to the computer. You open it, you place it in your template, and print it.
Yeah, we should do a live on the kiosk one day.
I think we should.
Yeah, it's really
so
fun.
the kiosk is a great way to instantly get people's photos without doing a lot of work for someone that has a storefront or someone that is mobile, at events. So really good. But anyway, going back to...
We have a question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, David. There has been some discussion about using convection ovens and whether or not they can use the ones that they have in their kitchen or...
So going back just for a minute, we'll get back to fundraising, is you can use a convection oven, but it should be dedicated to sublimation. You should not use it for food and sublimation, or vice versa. So
do you use it for mugs?
So what is the convection oven good for in terms of sublimation? It's for products like mugs and other products that we don't have a press for, like a dog bowl. It could be large drinkware like steins, but they're for things that you can't put in the press, or things that you could put in the press, but using the convection oven with wraps allows you to do volumes. So going back to fundraising just for a second. So there are so many models of fundraising, but another one would be, for instance, many of the dog parks have foundations that support the dog park, take care of it, that kind of thing. And so they're all going to have some sort of annual or maybe even twice a year event. And you certainly could get out there and you could introduce your company by doing, say, pet tags. And then what you're doing is you're sort of giving them away, but on the other hand, you're building up clientele for all the other products. So, you're doing something focused for the organization, but then got all the great opportunities for you on other products. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but bottom line is people will spend money for these organizations. They have their donation budget, what they're willing to spend. In addition, at an event, that if you show them great looking product, it's sort of a spontaneous purchase, and who knows what they might purchase. So I think organizations and getting tapped into them is really my top 3 best ideas. And I think today we're going to marry a couple of these together, aren't we?
We are. I just want to clear one thing, because I wasn't sure if you said it. If you do use a regular oven, you don't cook food in it. Just if you use a regular oven for sublimation, don't cook food in it. Yeah, some of the gases are just...
It's a dedicated thing, and it's sort of common sense that you would do that. But a convection oven will do the job. And so if you want to talk more about it, you can call us and we can do that. The Hicks oven that we're ultimately going to show you one day, it is essentially a convection oven on steroids. We had no idea. Many clients have purchased these, and we knew that they were working well. And then one day I was talking to the Hicks people, and they say, I know your open house is coming up. We really want you to have the oven there. Let's help us get it. So we've installed it, and I can tell you right now we're very impressed. At first we were saying, it's an expensive piece of equipment compared to, say, just a normal kitchen convection oven, not knowing quite, what you got when you paid more.
Hold on a second. We've lost sound on Facebook.
Okay.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, cry face. Okay. You want to see if it's, I don't know.
Well, we can pull up, excuse me, 1 second.
Oh.
Is it because my laptop is so close?
I don't think so, but if you look at, still hearing me? 1, 2.
No
So-
audio still.
Okay.
Did I knock something? You broke Facebook.
1, 2.
We broke
It's
Facebook.
back.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Crystal broke it.
I did. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We love you. Hey,
So,
look.
so we can help you as you have questions for the oven. I would say that for the average sublimator out there, that over the next couple of months, the oven is going to become very important, and there's just a bunch of great surprises coming from a product point of view, from a technique point of view, that would certainly, I would say, it is in your best interest to start hunting for a convection oven for your sublimation business.
Yes, I am very excited about some things that are coming. So, speaking of that, let's do some fun stuff.
All right, let's do it.
So, so we're going to do some fundraising ideas. And Bobby and I were speaking about, well, what can we do? What's good that we have that's, fundraising? So kind of, low startup cost, easy to do, high return type of thing. And so one of my favorites, and I think it's kind of underrated, is, oh, I'm all tangled up. This is,
Let's just hook something on it. Yeah,
okay,
you got it.
There we go. There we go. This is our PW94K. This is a phone card caddy. So really cool. You just stick it on the back of your phone. I know you guys have seen these. They're super popular. Really good for you to brand. I was going to tell you guys about a story. So I have a customer close to us in Pensacola, and he is just doing pet stuff. And he goes to, we have like a pet parade in Pensacola, and there's, like different adoption organizations. And so he'll go and he will do, the organization logo on one side of a product, and then his logo on the other side of a product. And, people will come and they'll either, I'm not sure if he sells them or if he gives them away, but either way, it's great promotion for him. And he kills it. He kills it over there. So, just good ideas, getting out there, networking. I mean, you got to spend a little money to make a little money. So, but these things are really cool. So it's a little plastic sleeve with this is actually a screen cleaner, and it has a little plastic backing to it. I'm just going to peel the backing off. Just like that. You want to zoom in on me?
That is a great idea.
That's a great idea, isn't it? So I had a question on our Facebook forum about Pro Spray and tape. And, for the soft substrates, I use the Pro Spray, and for the hard substrates, I use the tape. So something like this, it's kind of has a microfiber cloth to it. I could tape it, but just to kind of be on the safe side, I'm going to use my Pro Spray. I know you guys, some of you have some issues with the tips of the Pro Spray. We have a great video on how to keep these clean, to keep your Pro Spray nice and even so you don't get those nasty dots of excess adhesive. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but I just kind of do a little spray to clear the tube, and then I'm just going to spray it kind of far back, wave my transfer in it.
You can turn it upside down also and clear while you turn it.
That must be a Jeff trick. Is that a Jeff trick? I don't know.
It's really a paint can trick.
Well, Jeff is a
yeah.
graffiti artist. So, all right, so we're going to stick it on there, and we're going to press this for 50 seconds, 370 degrees. So we're going a little light on our temperature. We're going to do this image face down, product face up, in between two pieces of butcher paper with light pressure.
So you said image
Face down, product face up. Yeah. Suna, you are funny today. Suna said that they run, she's the one in Canada, and she said that they keep their heat presses on to warm their igloos.
Ah,
So, that's funny.
now that is funny.
That's pretty funny.
There.
All right, so.
I wonder if Roger's going to join us today.
Hey.
Roger Wambach from Corel. So.
He is in Ottawa, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yep. All right. So while we're zoomed in on me, hey, we're gonna do a 15-ounce mug as well. So, oh, and I didn't even show you the image or anything that I was doing.
The card caddy can be a simple. It's a very, very low-cost fundraising kind of product.
Yeah, they run anywhere between 78 to 99 cents. So depending on how many you get, you're either paying 78 or 99 cents for them. So it's really cheap. You know, people have them on their phone, so you're going to get exposure all of the time. You know, I think my sister-in-law has one of, you know, the hospital she works at, and I see it all the time, so I'm constantly reminded of the hospital. All right. Ooh, warm. Okay, so I did like a golf tournament, and I'll show you guys in just a second. So I'm going to let this cool. It's not that hot. So I'm going to let it cool just a little bit and stick it right back on there. These things are great. All right. You got me zoomed in. You want to zoom out so you guys can see all my flaws, right? Okay, so that's really cute. And this piece just comes off like that, and then it just sticks right back on there. It has a little 3M, a double-sided adhesive for you to stick to your phone. So I did a golf tournament, which are wildly popular. We have, what is it, Robert Trent Jones golf trails around here, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah, so we have golf tournaments all the time. Oh, Suna's in Ottawa, too. Cool. Awesome.
Roger has shown me photographs in your neck of the woods that are utterly amazing. How much snow, just beyond belief, you know, and the temperature. So.
Yeah. Well, we have a girl here from Mongolia.
Ah.
And we're friends. We go out to lunch sometimes, and it is amazing where she's from. I mean, if you're into negative 40 degrees Celsius, it's amazing. But no, I mean, it's like a movie. It's pretty
very
cool.
Resilient people.
Very much so. Okay, so we're gonna do a mug next. We're gonna do the same golf course design. I'm gonna heat my press back up to 400 degrees. All right, so this is our 15-ounce mug. This is a Mug 01A. So I just did the same design, and I put the logo on either side, which Todd taught me about that trick, because I always want it, you know, when you're designing in Corel or in a graphic software, you always want to put the logo right in the center, but when you hold a mug like this, and so you want your logo on either side of the mug and not on the center. So I always mess that up, but I thought about it today, so I did it the right way.
And by the way, one of the things that I think is very helpful is we do have pre-cut papers for 11, 15-ounce mugs and a few other things to help you, have everything straight. It's so easy. You run it through your tray, and it really can be a great time and labor saver as well.
Okay. I'm going to take control of the remote control. Zoom a little faster. All right, so let me show you guys what I'm doing here, because I've had a couple questions about this on the mugs. Okay, so when I do a mug, I want to make sure that my paper is extremely tight. So I'm going to take one piece of tape, and I'm going to run it down one edge, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take...
It's running parallel to the edge of the paper.
Correct. And then I'm going to take my fingers and wrap them around the mug to make sure that that mug has really good that paper has really good contact on the mug. So now I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to put one more piece of paper, or one more piece of tape. The words are failing me today. So just like that. Okay. So I know it's tight on the top and tight on the bottom, and because normally if your paper is not tight, you're going to have ripples in the top or a little ripple in the bottom. And that's normally where your issue is going to lie if you're doing mugs. There he is. There's the man of the hour. Okay.
And there are people out there, and I'm one of them, that will use Pro Spray, because you can Pro Spray and smooth it out with your hands. And so there is more than one way to do just about anything around here.
I'm glad you didn't say skin a cat, since we're doing a pet rescue organization next.
My dad was a veterinarian. I don't think that would be something he would appreciate.
I don't think so. Okay, so I have butcher paper, just some blowout paper to stop my design from transferring to my heating element.
Very, very important that you always use cover paper because you will get sublimation gas coming out the edge of the paper. It will accumulate in the mug press and ultimately in the pad, and it will stain and cause the handle and other top portions of the mug to turn yellow.
We were doing smaller mugs earlier, so.
Can you help?
No,
You done?
I got it.
So there are obviously a number of presses on the market today. We like the George Knight press simply because seems tight.
A little tight. Don't want to pop the handle. Done it before. Oh gosh. Okay. So these 15-ounce mugs are a lot bigger than our camp mug.
They really are.
From Joseph.
Yep.
When is the acrylic jig going to be back in stock?
We are. His question is regarding the acrylic jig. We are remarkably close to being back in full production with the acrylic jig. So I do apologize for the shortage. We had a tremendous number of orders that were unplanned, and so good news for us, but we did fall behind, and so I checked on that today, and things are going very well. Going back to the mug press here just a second. So if you are the owner of a Chinese sort of a no-name brand press, you need to learn to use the press. And the first thing is you need to discover if your press has what's called an idle temperature. When you turn it on, it gets hot. And then does it have a press temperature? But for that mug press to operate properly, the idle temperature and the press temperature absolutely need to be the same. And so you would run the idle temperature up to whatever is the max. Let's say you could run it up to 380 or whatever, then you set the press temperature at that. And that means that no matter what the situation is, the starting temperature of the press, it's always going to work out. The George Knight has a very powerful element, heats up extremely fast, and it only has one temperature, and that's the press temperature. So as soon as you close the handle, the timer starts, and that's what you want to happen on your Chinese press as well.
Awesome.
So basically, the question is, how do you load the paper? I think that's the question.
The mug paper. Yeah.
And so you're going to remove the paper tray, and you'll see inside the paper tray there's sliders that go, further apart and closer together, and you just simply frame the paper, and then there's a little backstop, and that backstop should be pushed against the back edge of the paper, and it is okay. Got a tray. It is so easy to do. And so strongly recommend. I do have great videos for each printer. If you go back to my tour videos for the 800, 400, you'll see them. So essentially that's all it is you want to zoom in on that, is that you have sliders here that
Remember, that's backwards.
essentially that, and then this is your backstop that pushes up against the back edge of the paper. So the 400 and 800 handle all these paper sizes incredibly well. And then if you want to get a little bit more advanced, all these printers do allow you to buy extra paper trays. So for instance, my 400, I have a total of 4 paper sources. I have 3 trays, the one that's built in, and then 2 more. And then I have the bypass tray. And so you can load all these papers at the same time, and then you're able to select which tray you're going to print to from the computer. You do need to set a custom paper size for every paper. So it's very important. We print with SpectraFusion for the most part around here, and you just add the custom paper size. Some of these paper sizes with Sawgrass's VPM are also added, but if they're not, you can also add a custom paper size into VPM.
Another question. Are we able to use laser digital press as printer?
So I think the question is for sublimation, can you use a laser printer? I think that may be the question. If not, please clarify. I have tried for many years to, we ought to be about done, right?
Yeah, we're almost there.
We tried for years to use color laser printers with sublimation. Many, many years ago, single color laser printers were absolutely the standard in the trophy industry for doing sublimation metal, usually black. And over the years, sublimation with inkjets became popular, and now that's the dominant technology. I have tested and tried to perfect color laser printers for sublimation. I've never been happy with the results, and I would recommend inkjet sublimation.
Yeah.
So the mug came out. The next step would be normally to put it across a powerful fan, maybe even put it on the cool plate to cool it down. If you don't cool a mug relatively quickly, the ink rises and you'll get very odd, strange results.
Yeah. This one looks pretty good though. Let me show you guys. So you can see what I mean about centering the logo. So if I would have done it here where I wanted to, then you know, you hold a mug like this. So there you go. Looks pretty good.
It does.
Looks pretty good. And I did this, since this is a 15-ounce mug, I did this for, excuse me, 4.5 minutes at 400 degrees. Our 11-ounce mugs are 4 minutes, and I think our deco mugs are maybe 3.5. I'm not.
So on the mugs, again, use our instructions as a starting point, but since presses vary according to the heat output and what the real temperature is, I always like to start off a new substrate by doing a black test, RGB 000, do a full black everywhere. And one of the great advantages of doing a mug like that is you can just see how close you can get to the handles. Because as you approach the edge of the element, the temperature isn't quite, or the heat isn't quite as strong there as, say, the center. And so you can push your time to where you're doing a good job getting closer to the handles. But if you go too far in the center of the side opposite the handle, you can actually see that black turning brown. So it's a compromise of heating it long enough so that you have the best coverage, but not heating it too long to where your black starts turning brown.
And Nancy, I see you, Nancy. Do me a favor and email me so we can, because there's a lot of variables that could be happening with your cup or your tumbler. So just email me swood@conde.com and we'll figure that one out for you. Somebody asked if the paper was coated. So the sublimation paper is coated. The blowout paper, the cover paper is not coated. No coat, no wax, nothing like that.
So in the world of sublimation, the active ingredient has an inkjet receptive coating on it, simply because if it didn't, the ink would run all over the place and be a mess. So it is not, quote, quote, a special paper, meaning it's not transfer paper. We call it release paper. And so the purpose of paper is to carry the ink from the printer to the heat press and to keep dots really sharp. And then when we heat it and that dye's turned to gas, that the paper lets go. In other words, that the ink is as close to the surface as we can get, so that when it does turn into a gas, the majority of the ink can then go into your substrate. And so our papers, therefore, are simple. The two papers that we recommend and sell for desktop sublimation are the DyeTrans SPP, which is what she's using here. And then I also recommend the Beaver TexPrint R for Ricoh-based printers like the Sawgrass, and the Beaver TexPrint XP for Epson-based printers. Those papers, I think, do a better job on soft substrates. I also use them for slate and a few other products. Our instructions generally will call out what paper we recommend. There's not a huge difference between the two papers.
Right. Sam says when he puts his mug in the press that the temperature seems to drop, and yeah, that's going to happen. He's been starting his time when it gets back up to 390. Should he start it earlier? Well, I mean, what kind of results are you getting?
You absolutely shouldn't play that game.
Yeah.
That game is not right. So the time is time, and so the press is going to pretty much consistently operate. It's going to dip in temperature, which all presses do. When you sink heat from the element into your substrate, it's going to drop in temperature. The element will then turn on and pull the temperature back up. So you want to be extremely consistent, and that is you start your time as soon as you close your press.
Okay, moving right along. So another cool kind of thing are these jar openers. And so these can be used, we call them jar openers, but you know, I mean, you can just use your imagination. So I have one on my desk under a plant that's pretty cute. I think I have a couple in my house that I have things like sitting on my hardwood floor. So these are really versatile. They're kind of thin, you know, really, really low cost. They're like 30 to 58 cents a piece. So once again, we're going to do...
And that's the tan version,
yeah,
which we've tried to move along with our mouse pads and all that to offer the tan version, usually for about the same amount of money, because it looks so much better. It looks remarkably better because normally mouse pads are a piece of white fabric glued to a piece of black rubber, and your fabric by doing that, it turns gray. You can see that the fabric now is gray, but with the tan back, looks a lot better.
yeah. So I used, I don't know, I didn't say it, but I lint rolled it, used some Pro Spray, and we're just going to press this one for 400 degrees for 60 seconds with a light pressure. Okay.
So, you know, as you calibrate a new product, it will be based on your equipment or whatever. Usually around here in our recommendations is you always cook products a little bit longer than you need to. And the reason is?
Oh, come on now. I don't know.
Because, just like the guy was saying, presses dip in temperature.
Oh.
Okay? And so, and also they're just like your thermostat, they go up and down. So if you're right at the edge of cooking something long enough, then occasionally it's just not going to work. It's not going to be optimized. And so just like cooking, you don't want to undercook your workout. Now also when you're pressing lots of stuff under your press, you will need to up your time a little bit because again you're sinking a whole lot more heat into your substrates and really into also the bottom pad. The bottom pad reflects heat back up. So the bottom pad actually is quite functional.
Cool. I really like this little design that I did. I'm going to let that cool for a second. Smells great.
Oh yeah, neoprene is this wonderful odor. So it's always nice to have good ventilation at your press to keep things.
Do they smell the same? Yes, Nancy, they all smell the same.
Yeah, that would be one of those amazing feats if suddenly it didn't smell.
That would be really
you know,
cool.
kind of stuff.
What are you going to do, right? Okay, so this is J0524. Like I said, this is our jar opener, really cute, just a couple of cents. YouTube. So, you know, a good way, so something like this, you know, to put your company information on, you know, you could do like a little text box here or maybe ring it around the bottom, you know, just a lot of things. Or, you know, just partner with your local golf course that's throwing the event, you know, work on maybe like a kind of a commission basis or something, you know, and get your name out there, sell some products, sell some business, or give some business cards out, make some contacts, be great. All right, so one more thing with the golf tournament, and that is a refrigerator magnet. I love these. These are our natural wood refrigerator magnets. This is a Unisub product, U9945. They're about $1.22 to $1.34 a piece, so really, really low cost here. And because this is a hard substrate, I'm going to tape it.
We have a quick question.
Yeah.
What causes blurring on a pet bowl?
So the question is, what causes blurring on a pet bowl? And there's a couple of things that would cause it. First is when you're removing the paper shifts. So if the transfer shifts, you can have blurring. Number two would be if you overcook it. So if you overcook something, what happens is the dyes that are now in the coating, they have what's called dye migration, and they are active in the coating and they start spreading out, and you'll see blurring and a little bit of desaturation. So I would say it's one or two of those, one or the other.
And yes, Joe asked, am I designing these in Corel? And yes, I am.
And one of the topics people ask us all the time is what software should I use, and what is our answer?
Whatever I feel like I'm being set up here. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you should use what software you know. So we go to trade shows, and I'll have these people come up to me and they go, I guess I need to buy Corel since everybody tells me they're using Corel. And I tell people, no, that's not how it works. You should use the software you know how to use. And if you want to learn a new software, great. Make that your night job, and your day job is using what you know. So if you're a Silhouette user, then use Silhouette. And if you really do want to learn Corel, then that's great. There's a lot of Corel resources. Roger's taught many classes that are on Conde TV. It has great ones up there. And there's many resources at trade shows to teach you. We have webinars with Craig Mertens at Digital Art Solutions. They are masters at making Corel easier to use and more powerful, as well as teaching you how to use Corel.
Crystal, are you going to post a link to the puzzle piece?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought you might address this.
No, I don't know the part number, but yes, this puzzle piece is definitely we sell it. Really cute, super cute. Had another somebody, Nona said she uses these as business cards, which is super awesome. Nancy, you use Silhouette. I get it. I wish I was as good as Silhouette as I am as CorelDRAW, but I've been doing CorelDRAW for 20 years. Okay, so when I press this, it has a little bow in it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. I'm not going to sublimate this side, but I'm just going to press it again.
But you could
Yeah,
sublimate.
I could, well,
and so these are
totally.
two-sided products.
Right, and so I'm just going to press it again, and that's going to even that bow out. That
And what
warp.
would be something good to put on the back side?
Well, there's a couple of things you could do, David. You're really testing me today. You could do a monogram, or you could do a business, like a logo, like a calling card. We just put a really great video out about how to brand your products.
That's it. So that's what I was after, was you can put your information on the back of these products so they know where to go get more. Sometimes we'll call that the reorder information, but there's so many people that by the time the product gets into their hands, they have no clue where it came from. So one of my tips is to make sure every product that you sell has the appropriate referral information. So if you're partnering with a pet groomer, generally you want the pet groomer's information on there.
So we did these, which I just absolutely love, and we did this all at one time. So this is an 8x10 piece of metal, and then on the back of it is the
That's
logo.
That's beautiful.
And all I did was when I had my photo and I have my image rotated 180 degrees, I just, flipped it over and we pressed everything at one time. I think it takes about 90 seconds, and you got a front and back, good branding. You can take it off the wall. You know where to get it from. You have the reorder information.
Absolutely beautiful.
Isn't that a pretty piece? So, yes. Okay. And here's our magnet.
Just think of all the uses of that, from a save the date kind of thing.
Oh, these?
And it's just beautiful. You put a magnet on the back, and it
Comes
just
with a
got
little
you a great product.
Nancy, we just posted the video, so it should be one of the top videos, like one of the first videos on on CondeTV.com.
But if you went to YouTube and typed in typed in Conde space branding, maybe that would do it.
All right.
Dropping the link for her now.
Okay, Crystal's going to drop the link in the comments. Cool. Okay, so let's move on to, I'm not a big golfer. My father is. He really likes to golf, but I like pets a lot. David likes pets.
I like pets.
It's a great market to be in. A lot of people, I spend a lot of money on my pets. So,
how many critters do you have?
I have 5.
5.
5 dogs. How many do you have?
I now have 2.
That's right. David got a new baby.
I got a little puppy from one of our folks here at Condé. They had a litter. It's half St. Bernard and half Newfoundland. And it will be a huge gentle giant. And so we are really enjoying our new puppy.
Yeah, so I see a lot of you guys are commenting about the metal, and I want to talk about something that we've just recently discovered. These are our Unisub coasters, and on the back, you can actually sublimate the cork. Now, it's not the greatest image in the world, but the black looks really good. Let me show you guys this. So imagine if you're at a bar and you pick this up, and it's got, your logo on the back of it, or a restaurant or something. So really cool.
Awesome. And Sprite, I think did you get a tip, or did you just
got a tip?
Got it. That's awesome. Now you will need to press that twice. Metal conducts heat well enough where you can actually do both sides at the same time, something like that.
Which we're fixing to do.
And I guess the cork probably has some glues or resins that hold the cork together.
All right.
And that's where the dyes actually live.
You think it's not the actual natural cork itself?
In theory, organic products shouldn't accept the dyes. They have to be an oil-loving molecule. So
I don't know.
That's what I've learned.
Cool. You know all about that. I mean,
every day I learn more. So there's so much I don't know.
Okay, so I have
Item number?
for what? What's the item number for what?
I'm not sure. Just says Nancy item number. Nancy, what were you talking about?
Yeah, Nancy, what item number do you need, darling? My squirrel squared. Love you. Okay, so I'm going to do this really cute Benelux portrait ornament, which I just absolutely love.
Cool.
This is U7921. U7921. That was a mouthful for some reason. So I'm going to press it at the same time. I have my image just right back to back. I just duplicated it and moved it over. I'm going to fold it and crease it. Anytime you're doing a two-sided item, you really don't want to use tape. You want to use Pro Spray because that tape can leave marks. So we're going to put a little bit of spray in there.
That coaster, Sprite.
Oh, girl, I don't know. I don't know the.
What kind of coaster is it? I'll find it.
This is a Unisub
hardboard coaster
Hardboard
with cork back.
Maybe U5677. Ooh, wouldn't that be cool if that's it? I think that might be it, actually.
But that is just such a popular, very common product. Recommend, you can give those out as samples to promote your company. Whatever you can think of. There's lots of uses. They are beautiful. They're durable.
Yeah.
Little
Square one, right?
Yes, it's the square one, and that you can get the little base with it. And then I don't. These are my. Let me
Those
just
are
show
your-
you.
those
These are my
are
dogs.
yours.
These are my dogs. I took these off of my Facebook page. So this is Baxter. Yeah, that's Mama's baby right there. That's my big boy. This is Opal. She is the bad one. This is Skeeter. She's actually the baby. She's teeny tiny. And then that's Ginger, and she's the G-bug. She's the killer of insects. There you go. News team assemble, right? Okay, here we go. Show my dogs off.
cool.
Cool, all right. Yeah, so every single one of these photos I took just from Facebook and did that, so that's cool. All right, so we Pro Sprayed this. We're gonna sandwich the ornament in between it. We're gonna press this for 75 seconds, medium pressure, 400 degrees. We're gonna press both sides at the same time. What was that item number, Chris?
You were right.
5677, wow.
Wow.
It's all those questions you keep asking me. You got my brain going. Okay, minute 15, heavy, medium pressure.
Yeah, the Unisub stuff is very easy to do, especially even if you do it too long. It's going to work out very, very well. The folks at Unisub, also known as Chromolux, also known as Universal Woods, just an amazingly great company.
Yes, Sam, they are bullies. I love my pit bulls. I do. Okay, so we have this going.
I also want to say, people ask us what printers we use. We are a Sawgrass distributor. I think I have been associated with Sawgrass longer than pretty much anybody at Sawgrass except for maybe 2 people. That's how long I've partnered with them. And the solutions we have today are turnkey. They're wonderful solutions, well supported. And you know, in the same thing, we start off in the Epson world. And Epson makes a great printer, of course. But the difference today is the turnkey nature of these printers. They really help you, you know, move into the success zone, I think, in a more reliable fashion. So I am a fan of the Ricoh-based printers, which is the manufacturer of these.
Okay, so we're going to let this cool for just a second. David, Jay just said that you are the encyclopedia of sublimation information.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, what was the guy that said, he said something about me?
You already know. I already know what you're going to say. The Mr. Rogers,
oh,
the
yeah,
Fred Rogers of
said,
sublimation.
He said I was the Mr. Rogers of sublimation.
And you have not let any of us live that down since.
Yeah,
so
I
you
thought
guys
that was great.
be easy with your comments, please.
So I went out for Halloween. It was at Halloween I went out and bought a Mr. Rogers sweater.
Yes, and we made you a Mr. Rogers mask out of our color light
cool.
film.
What a tremendous American hero Mr. Rogers was.
I haven't watched his documentary yet because I don't want to just bawl like a baby. I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry.
Amazing.
So, all right, guys, this is a really cute design. So I just made this up. It's just a PAWS, Paws Rescue, with a cute design. And so this would be the logo, and then that would be the customization.
So you could show up at you could put these on display at an animal rescue organization, their fundraiser. You know, so many great things, and people will buy them.
That's
Cool things from YouTube.
Yeah.
A shout out to Dave from Terry Mickle. Dave, I owe you a Coke next year at the Charlotte Trade Show since I talked your head off at the show in October. And a question, how do you know when to use what pressure?
So his question is about the nature of pressure. Well, sublimation is actually a contact technology. It just needs to make contact. So when we use pressure, generally we're just we're trying to ensure good contact. Maybe we're doing a lot of stuff and need to make sure we're making good contact. But often what we need is just that light to medium kind of pressure. There are a few substrates that are complicated, multiple layers, and so we use heavier pressure to make sure we're really flattening things down so that the ink can only go one way. But I think with experience you'll find that the pressure turns out to be you know, a very easy concept. You do want to make sure, of course, that your press is closing evenly. So some people have to use more pressure because their press is not closing level. So again, you know, if you press something and you got a corner that's not fully sublimated, that's going to be your wake-up call that something might be going on in the press.
Yep. A question from Nona. Do you have a jig for the poker chips?
So the question is, do we have a jig for the poker chip? And we actually sell a complete sort of poker chip press, if you will, that includes the jig. It includes a press attachment for doing the edges. But in many cases, it turns out you really don't need a jig, because you can do your print, you know, top and bottom, and it's just very easy to line up and press. And so, but I'll check into that to find out if we actually sell that as a separate item. If one of y'all could check into it. If not, we certainly could get the metal jig.
So when we do large production runs here, we don't actually use the jigs, because you can take, so for the poker chip, it's just a little circle. You just take your design, you know, and make it in rows on your paper as large as you'd like. You take your poker chips, you lay them on the image, and then you just tape across it. And we just use one big piece of tape, tape across it, tape across it, tape across it. And, you know, it works well. Now we being Antoine in the lab, he has a lot of experience doing something like that, so he's very good at it, you know, and but that's kind of how we do it here.
I would say that some things really lend themselves to jigs, and I would say a product that would be a great jig product would be, for instance, a dog tag. So it's a metal product, you're sublimating both sides at the same time, and so that's just an ideal product, because you really want everything to line up, top and bottom. I did have one comment. Okay.
So Nancy, the poker chips are double-sided.
Yeah, they are double-sided, but you've got to press one side, then do the other.
That's true.
But the people who tend to do a lot of poker chips have top and bottom heat. And recently I asked Aaron at the George Knight Company to really offer a bottom heat option for people who bought their presses the last couple years. And so if you've got a DK20S that has the little pin that you can pull to change the bottom plating, we will begin very quickly to offer bottom heat, where you can just put it in place. And by doing that, you're able to speed up your production and do things that are double-sided. For instance, people do a ton of huggers, so you can do both sides at the same time. Poker chips would be another thing. So
ooh, this FRP keychain would be one, because I have to do both one side and then do the other side.
So we'll get you the pricing. It's just been announced by the George Knight Company that these will be out. So if you have a relatively new DK20S or relatively new DC16 that has the pin you pull to change the bottom plate, there will be a bottom heat option that you can install and remove as you need it.
Okay, so as David was talking, I pressed one side of this FRP keychain. This is U5521, 75 seconds, medium pressure. So this is not, FRP does not conduct heat like metal does. You have to press one side, let it cool a little bit, and then press the other side. So we're going to use Pro Spray. I've already done one side. I'm going to Pro Spray the other side.
Yeah, and this is, you know, the cool plate, which is spelled with a K. We all use cool plates every day, all day long. And so it's just a great way for stuff like this to cool it really fast. It cools it, you know, just in seconds. It's an inexpensive accessory that will pay for itself many times over in speeding up your production.
Yep. Oh yeah, we love our cool plate. I know Cheryl recently got one, I think maybe like last year or the year before, and we just talked about it. It's
yeah,
amazing.
ours is sitting over here. Just want to not clutter up the table too much here.
We got our press today. All right, so we're pressing this 75 seconds, and then we're going to do one more thing, and then it's everybody's favorite time of the show. We're going to give some stuff away.
And what time is it at that point that we give stuff away?
Everybody's favorite time. Oh gosh. You got me today. I don't know, David. What time is it?
Do we have people that are going to be doing some guessing or something?
Oh, well, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we will. There's a
we'll get
couple
to
of
that
things
then.
happening.
Okay. Couple things. Okay.
You're really throwing me off today. We usually vibe a little better. I think it's
Is it a full moon out there or
so
something?
Mars is in retrograde. Oh, the opportunity. You know what? I've been wanting to talk to you about the rover. I'm very sad about that. I actually shed a tear about the Mars rover
So that's amazing. I mean, talking about the folks at JPL, I think that Mars rover is the opportunity, right? I think
Correct.
they designed it to have a life of 3 to 6 months, and how many years did it last?
40? Was it, or 15, 14?
Yes.
So the last message that it sent, and that's what really got me, the last thing that the rover said was, my battery is low and it's getting dark, because it ran on solar power. And I just thought, that hurts my heart.
So what's going to happen is Watney is going to show up on Mars one day. He's going to dig it out of the sand and give it new life.
There you go. That's what's up. All right.
What a great movie. That just absolutely awesome.
What? Oh, thank you, Suna. It is Friday. All right, so I've got my cute little keychain. It comes with a little fob. So I'm just going to stick the plastic piece in there and show you guys what I'm doing. Whew. It's a little warm. So it's got a little plastic piece, a little metal ring. So you just put the plastic piece in there, hook the metal ring in it.
Hold on, we lost sound again.
So pull up the, from the bottom, pull up the audio and just see what it shows. Go down the taskbar. Scoot over to, well, you closed, I guess. Keep talking, I'll look at it and see.
All right, guys. So David told me to keep talking, even though you probably can't hear me. So this is the keychain that I did.
We're good.
Yay!
It's back.
So really cute. Like I said, it has the little plastic piece with the ring attached to it. So these are really, really cute FRP fiber reinforced plastic. These run you about $1.30 to $1.45. So cute idea. Love these things as a keychain. I mean, really, really cute.
So you can use your sound to tell what it's doing over here.
All right, so the last thing we're going to do is linen, which if you guys watch the show at all, you know I am just absolutely bonkers for our linen. It's so beautiful. Sublimate's so pretty. And we're going to do a linen apron because I don't know about where you guys live, but here in Alabama we do a lot of cook-offs. We do chili cook-offs, crawfish boils, and you know we raise a lot of money for them. And so I thought that this would be a really, really cool idea.
That is. Great idea.
For, you know, like a summertime fundraiser for our linen apron. So this is item JDW 743.
Feels so good.
These are so nice. I mean, even people that you know, that have worked here for a long time, they're like, over it. They love these. They love these. They love them. So I'm going to get some new cover paper.
And they're nice and heavy and thick, so to speak. It's a very substantial product.
Yeah, it's really thick and lined. It's really nice. The buckles on them are metal. You know, it's sewn really, really nice. It's just a really, really nice product. All right, so with any kind of fabric, the first thing that I want to do is pre-press it to get all my wrinkles out.
And lint roll it also, yeah.
And lint roll. The first thing I want to do is lint roll. So you want to lint roll the entire surface area that's going to come in contact with the press, because sometimes you have little fibers that may be that may just turn blue for when the heat hits it. David, why did they turn blue?
So these blue specks are sort of a plague for the sublimation industry, and the logic is that optical brighteners are often used in the manufacture of fabrics, and sometimes these optical brighteners are not completely washed away after the fabric has been manufactured. And even though they look clear, they absolutely sublimate blue, very much like the crystals that are in your laundry detergents.
Yeah.
If you didn't have those optical brighteners, white would look a ugly yellow color.
I actually didn't know that. That was a legitimate question.
It actually took some years to answer that question. It wasn't obvious.
All right, so One of the things that I've noticed with the linen, normally when we do a fabric, you want to deckle the edge of your paper. So that means you want to rip the edge so you don't get a hard line. But with our linen, because of the weave of the fabric, I have found that you don't.
Thickness, yeah.
Yeah, the weave and the thickness. That I found that you don't really have to do that. So I got a little dirt on my transfer, so I'm just going to cut around it.
Is your mom watching today?
Mom is watching today. Yes.
And your grandmother?
I don't know if Granby's watching today.
Okay. That's so cool.
Yeah, well, and then my niece watches, and you know, so that's about all I can handle, though. All right, so we're gonna put a little pro spray on there, line it up. So I just made an oval, about 11 inches by, I don't know, maybe 5 inches. I just measured from the kind of the armpit to the armpit. We're gonna line this up, center it up.
So often as you're lining stuff up, screen printers have taught me this, and is you can use your thumb and fingers to help you position it consistently from product to product, and also to do your best to keep it level with, say, some of the top points on the product.
Oh, Nancy's talking to my mom in the comments.
Wow.
All right, so we're doing this one for what? 60 seconds, medium pressure, 400 degrees. Not what, I know what we did it for. All right, so you guys, it's time. What time is it, David?
I think it's time to give something away, right?
Well, what does that mean?
Give some money away, give some prizes away.
Well, let's do guess.
Have some fun.
Let's guess the weight
first. It's
first.
that time.
That time. You're so funny. So we're going to guess the weight, and then we're going to give even more stuff away. Okay, so
And we need to do second place folks as well. Let's do that again. I think that'd be fun. You want to do that again?
I love you, David.
All right.
I love you. Okay, so the way that we do this is everything that I've pressed today, the keychain, the card caddy, the magnet, the mug, the jar opener, the ornament, the apron, everything. You tell. Okay. Whew. You tell me how much it weighs, and I'll ship it to you. So we have to
going over.
let's talk about the rules for a little bit. Okay, you have one guess per person. Only your first guess qualifies. Please, for the love of my marketing team, only give me pounds. So for instance, 1.2 pounds, 3.7 pounds, not 6 pounds, 8 ounces, or 64 pounds. We just have so many people that comment. It's really hard to
unit conversion, right?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't do math, and no metric system either, please. No kilograms or.
And the contest is essentially it's everything's free for folks in the United States.
Correct.
In our 48 states. If you live in Alaska and Hawaii or Canada, which last week's winner was Canada, we've got to talk about how best to get the product to you.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, first guess closest to, but not over the total combined weight, and you'll receive a free blank of everything that I pressed today. Yay! So, give me your guesses. Tell me, how much do you think it weighs? Please use the decimal system, because we don't math well here. All right, so we'll give you a blank when we showed you how to do it.
So you could continue pressing on your apron, even if you had a small printer. You can press all over it.
Yeah, so you could totally
do multiple stuff. The pockets would be a great place. You name it.
All right.
You could even press on the, strings and all, whatever.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, even
so
you
this
can
would
even
be,
press on the inside.
So one of these would be a good place to put your reorder information somewhere on here.
Or even, like I said, this part is sublimatable. I had a question, so I tested it. You can sublimate on the inside. So, if you just want to put like a little logo on the bottom corner, they know where to get it from when, they need another one, because they will totally need another one. Everybody's going to want these. All right. So while you guys are guessing, I'm going to give you even more stuff away. All right. We have, oh, awesome. Nona, you won my review. That's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so Nona, every week I give somebody $25 in Condé cash that goes and leaves me a review on one of their products. And Nona, this is great. I can't believe this. So she she reviewed our CC16, which is our poker chips, and she said that these are what I am now calling love tokens. I have had a personal little love note, drive safe on one side, always with you on another. These have been a great sale for Valentine's Day. So,
wow, what a great idea.
Great, awesome. So I'll be sending you an email so you can claim your $25 gift certificate.
And post that photo of it on the client gallery. We would love.
Yes. Okay. So we have our monthly gallery contest, and last month we did your best Valentine's themed item, and so we have our winners. So yeah, so we had to give an honorable mention to Robus Camera Center because you guys have done so much stuff. It's amazing. And this is, so you're going to get a $25 Condé credit. And this is a few different things. They have a big piece of metal. Pick up one thing at a time. They have a big piece of metal here. They have a stand, a 3-panel stand here. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so really cute. Thank you guys. $25 in Condé credit coming your way.
That is so beautiful. Great job.
Robus camera, good idea. All right. You Design, I Create, who we love. She did these really cute mates candles with a Valentine theme, which I just thought was super creative. So that's third place. So you guys will be receiving a $50 gift certificate.
Mates, okay.
Yeah,
So she just
mates on candles. Look at that.
That is very nice. And you could also use the SubliWrap.
Yeah.
The mates is really permanent.
Yeah. But okay. In second place we have Custom Craft Store, and they did an MDF key hanger, which we absolutely love these. So you have won $100 in Condé credit.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, that's like 8 calls. So you did the poly duck canvas, and he did this really cute silhouette of a couple. So this is it's framed, and it looks like it looks like artwork. It's really like a painting. Really pretty. So you have won.
It's on poly duck canvas.
It's on the poly duck canvas. So we have quite a few of these around here. So
did he
he stretched it around a frame
and put it around frame.
Yeah. So we love creative ideas. So you've won $200 in Condé credit. This is the poly duck. Yeah. All right. So do we have a winner?
We do.
We have a winner.
Let's go with our second. Our second place winner is Julia Tugan at a guess of 1.75 pounds. She was the first one to guess this, so I've seen a few repeats. Our first place winner, or I guess our double winner, is Letitia Madrill. She was the closest at 1.8.
Oh,
congratulations.
So 1.8. Okay, guys. How about is that both platforms?
No, that's just Facebook.
That's just Facebook. Okay, so we'll have the winner on YouTube. So it was 1.9 pounds.
Okay, and so the first place winner gets all the stuff.
Right.
And then the second place winner.
Christmas in July box.
Yep.
Christmas in July box. There you go.
That's it.
Beautiful. Love it. Great. Okay.
Fantastic.
So Julia Tugan, Letitia Madrid. Congrats. We'll be,
absolutely. Thank
you. I'll contact you guys next week.
And then can we open it up for questions?
Yes.
Do whatever you want.
We have a question. Do you need to prep a 100% polyester apron?
So if you're just buying an apron on the market and it's 100% polyester white, in general, yes, those a plain white apron, polyester apron, would be made of ring-spun polyester. Ring-spun polyester shrinks like the devil. So you have got to pre-press, a plain polyester apron because it's incredible shrinkage. So yes, the linen like this, we selected the fabric very carefully after a lot of work, and pretty much anything goes. It's just going to work.
Okay, so we found a winner on YouTube.
Yay.
Her name is Tracy Anderson with a guess of 1.8 pounds.
Tracy Anderson, so congratulations. And a second place, maybe?
We do. So Donna Latrill guessed 1.74 pounds.
Awesome, awesome. Good job, gang.
Oh wow, you guys were like right on. That's
I mean,
pretty
they're tapped into.
I'm gonna have to start tricking y'all.
They're tapped into something here because those are really good guesses.
I'm
Wow.
gonna start tricking you guys. Okay, so yeah, if you guys have any general questions for Mr. Sublimation Encyclopedia over here.
Other questions?
Let's put up question. And for everyone's information, we're putting a PDF in the comments with all of the part numbers, links to everything that we've pressed, and then the news that you guys discussed. So that's going to be dropped in the comments right now.
That's pretty cool. So if you guys didn't catch that, we're going to be uploading a PDF that has all of the part numbers, the photos.
So the questions today, I think, have been excellent, and again, it always is valuable to go over the very basics to do it because we want you to be very successful. Document carefully your results, your questions, especially as you're beginning. Anytime you begin a new substrate, document what's working, what's not. All those things are quite valuable.
So I see Nancy says that the PolyDuck, yours was showing the fold lines from the fabric. I tell you what.
So PolyDuck wood. You're talking about just plain PolyDuck fabric.
But I don't know. So Nancy, when you email me about your mug, email me about your PolyDuck too, because I'm not really sure if you're getting a.
You're talking about crease lines.
But I don't know if you're talking about when you frame it or when you press it. You may just need to pre-press to get the crease out.
It depends, but if she's getting a crease where the edge of the paper is, that's where you need to decal the paper to reduce the appearance of the crease lines.
I have another question. The best place to purchase the blowout paper, and we get our cover paper from what, Sam's, I think?
So there's a number of places. So an office supply place would be great. Sam's Club, also excellent. Uline, also good. All these people have inexpensive cover papers. Sometimes they're called uncoated white butcher papers. Uline also has our little, over here you can't see it, but it's the holder. It's heavy. Yeah, it's a holder that holds the roll, so it makes it very convenient. But it's really, really inexpensive paper.
Okay. So I got a bunch of questions. So I had a question about Nomex, and sometimes we need Nomex for fragile items like slate and tile, but it always is in your instructions. So go to the product page, look under the instructions. It'll tell you whether or not it requires the Nomex. The Nomex kind of acts as a cushion on the bottom platen. And sometimes we use it to take heat away.
But it's always on the bottom.
Yeah, it's always on the bottom. Have you ever... Hey, can you scroll up so I can read that question about Teflon? Sorry. All right, my question. When subbing notebooks, it calls for Teflon. Do I need Teflon or can I use something else?
Subbing notebooks.
I'm not, so the notebooks...
Is it in our instructions or maybe somebody else's? We're anti-Teflon around here. We only have Teflon for like 4 or 5 products.
Yeah, Patches, Sparkle, Mates.
And the kitchen...
Oh yeah, the oven mitt, or the pot holder. Oven mitt, it's an oven mitt.
So Teflon, we would try to avoid.
So Nancy says when she presses the PolyDuck, she's getting lines.
So are the lines where the edge of the paper was?
And she said she sent it in. Oh, you sent it in to Karen. Okay, well I can talk to Karen and we'll figure that out.
But if they're the line, I think the only lines I can think of would be the edge of the paper. That would be decaling the paper, potentially using the vapor foam kit as well.
Okay. Do I have? I don't think I missed any questions. We went way over today. Sorry. We're like an hour and a half in.
Oh, gosh, yes. We appreciate everybody being with us, and we hope this was valuable. Please give us feedback. We look forward to working with you again, and God willing, we'll be back next Friday.
Well, you'll be will you be here?
I'll be here.
Oh, well,
I
we'll be
have
here.
One more week, I think, and then the week after that, I'm teaching at a photo conference in Las Vegas.
That's right. So next week, but the week after that, we have Mardi Gras balls.
Yep.
Really excited about that.
So
All right,
maybe Friday we can do something Mardi Gras.
Can you wear your jester costume?
I think I can.
Yay.
I think I can. So.
Love you, Mom.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Take care.